Welcome to the deep dive. Today we are strapping on our aprons and stepping into the surprisingly intense world of ice cream.
That's right. We're diving into Sundae Slingers, a board game that looks all sweetness and light, but it's actually got this core of ruthless strategic decisions.
Yeah, you're running a diner, everyone wants ice cream, but there's this ingredient shortage looming. Feels like it boils down to managing scarcity, really. Two kinds, actually.
Exactly. And that's our mission today, to unpack how this game forces those really tough trade-offs. It's not just, grab points. It's when do you use your best resources? How do you fit everything together?
So we're talking resource management, that's the bidding cards, right?
Mhm.
And then this spatial puzzle on your diner board.
Precisely. We'll dig into that unique bidding, how you serve customers, and how you rack up those stars over 6 pretty tight rounds.
Okay, and the main bits we're dealing with. Let's see, 32 customer cards, 32 Sunday cards, these placement cards, 25 of those. And of course, the diner boards and those all-important bidding cards.
Those 9 bidding cards per player, yeah, they're kind of the heart of the resource crunch.
All right, let's get into setup because it immediately throws that scarcity at you. Each player gets their diner board, a 3x4 grid, and then that hand of 9 bidding cards, numbered 1 to 9, just one of each.
Yep, 1 through 9. And critically, before you even think about bidding, you get your tasting spoons. These are basically scoring multipliers.
The end game goals. How does that work again? You get 2.
You're dealt 2, yeah. You look at them, pick one to keep secret, that's your personal goal, and you discard the other one.
So right away, you've got this hidden agenda driving what tiles you might want later.
Exactly. But then the game throws in another layer. There's also one shared tasting spoon revealed face up. Everyone knows about it. Everyone can score it.
Okay, so now I'm balancing my secret plan with this public goal that probably everyone else is also gunning for. I can see how that would make certain tiles way more valuable.
Oh, definitely. It immediately creates tension in the bidding, which brings us to the bid itself. This is where the management gets, brutal, like you said.
It's not just one bid, right? It's simultaneous.
Right. 3 cards at once, face down. 1 for placement, 1 for customer, and 1 for Sunday. You commit all 3 without knowing what others played.
Let's say I play, I don't know, my 8 for placement, maybe a 3 for customer, and a 5 for Sunday. Then what?
Then everyone reveals, but sequentially. Placement bids are revealed first. Highest number wins first choice of the placement tiles available that round.
Why placement first? Does that order really matter?
Oh, absolutely. The placement tile dictates the exact 4 squares on your board where you can place your other tiles this round. You can't rotate it.
So if I win the best customer tile later, but I got stuck with a terrible placement tile earlier.
You might not be able to place that customer where they need to be served or fit that Sunday efficiently. So winning placement sets the stage. Then you reveal customer bids, highest picks first. Then Sunday bids, highest picks first.
And it's bidding for priority to pick, not the specific tile. Highest card gets first dibs, second highest gets second, and so on.
Exactly. And the number of available tiles changes with player count, too. In a 4-player game, there are 5 tiles of each type revealed.
Meaning everyone gets something.
Right. But in a 2-player game, only 3 tiles of each type come out. So the player who bids lowest in a category, they get nothing for that category that round. Much tougher.
Oof. Okay, that really ramps up the pressure to use those high cards, especially with fewer players.
And speaking of pressure, the bidding ties introduce probably my favorite mechanism, the tie-break tokens.
Right, the letters A, B, C, D, A is the best. So if you and I both play a 7th link,
We look at our tokens. If you have A and I have C, you win the tie. You get to pick before me. Simple enough, right?
seems fair. But there's a catch, isn't there?
A huge one. The winner of the tie must swap their token, your powerful A, in this case, with the lowest token among the players who tied. So you'd give me your A and you take my C.
Whoa, so winning the tie actually makes you weaker for the next tie.
Instantly. Or if, say, 3 players tied, the winner swaps for the lowest token out of that tied group, or just the lowest available if everyone tied. It constantly shuffles the tiebreak power.
That's brilliant. Stops one player from just dominating ties with the A token round after round. You might win now, but you pay for it later.
Exactly. And it opens up strategy. Maybe I want to tie with you if I know you have the D's token, hoping you win so I can keep my B or A for a really critical bid later. It adds this whole layer of metagaming the tokens.
Okay, that's fascinating. And then there's the other resource headache, getting your cards back. You use 3 cards per round.
And they're discarded face down. Gone. You don't just pick them up next round.
When you get them back.
Only at the end of round 3, after you've played all 9 cards. Then you pick up your whole discard pile.
So for the first 3 rounds, you have exactly 9 cards total. That's
It's the core economic pressure point. You have to make 9 cards last for 3 full bidding cycles. Placement, customer, and Sundae each round.
if I splurge my 9, 8, and 7 in round 1 to get amazing stuff.
Then for rounds 2 and 3, you're left bidding with, cards 1 through 6. You'll have almost no power to win bids. You'll be taking leftovers.
So you're forced to budget. Is getting that perfect tile in round 1 really worth being weak for the next 2? That's a killer decision.
It forces you to think across the entire first half of the game with just that one hand of cards. It's genuinely agonizing sometimes.
Okay. So we survived the bidding, maybe won a tie and got a worse token, maybe conserved our cards. Now we actually have to place the tiles on our little 3x4 diner board. And this is where that placement tile comes in.
Yep, that tile you bid for, it's now your blueprint for the round. It shows 4 specific squares on your grid. Those are the only 4 squares where you can place the customer and Sundae tiles you just drafted.
You can't rotate it or anything.
Nope. Fixed orientation, if it shows the top left corner, that's where you build. And importantly, you can place on an empty space, or you can place on top of an existing tile.
Ah, okay. So you can cover up an old customer with a new one, or maybe put a better Sundae on top of an older one.
Exactly. It lets you upgrade or reconfigure. But you have to be strategic, especially considering how customers are actually served.
Right. Tell us about that. How do they score stars?
It's all about adjacency. A customer needs to be orthogonally adjacent, that's side to side, not diagonal, to a Sundae tile that has what they like.
And they like specific things, like flavors and toppings.
Yep. Each customer card shows their preferences. Maybe they want chocolate ice cream, nuts, and fudge sauce. They can score up to 5 stars total, but it's granular, meaning they score points separately for getting their favorite flavor, their favorite topping, and their favorite sauce if they have one listed. You don't need all 3.
So if my customer loves chocolate nuts, but I can only get a chocolate Sundae tile next to them, no nuts. They still score something.
They still score for the chocolate. Maybe the topping is worth 3 stars, and the ice cream is 1 star. Even just getting the topping might be worth it. It encourages partial fulfillment.
Okay, makes sense. Now what about vanilla? It's on some Sundae tiles, but you said it's nobody's favorite.
Correct. Vanilla is the wild card. It's a substitute. If a vanilla Sundae tile is next to a customer, it can count as either their favorite ice cream flavor or their favorite topping. Not both from one tile, though.
And that scores points.
It scores 1 star per substitution. So it's less than getting the actual preferred item usually, but it's flexible.
Can you use 2 vanilla tiles? Like one counts as the flavor, one is the topping.
You can. If you manage to place 2 vanilla sundaes orthogonally adjacent to the same customer, one can sub for the flavor, the other for the topping, netting you 2 stars total.
Sounds useful, like a safety net.
It is, but it's also a trap. Think about it. That vanilla tile takes up a precious spot on your tiny 12 space board.
Ah, a spot that maybe could have held the actual chocolate ice cream later.
Exactly. Maybe that chocolate would fulfill a high-value customer and contribute to your tasting spoon goal, making it worth way more than the 1 star from vanilla. Vanilla is only useful if the customer isn't already fully satisfied, too. It gives 0 points then.
So it's a patch, not a primary strategy. Use it when you have to, but maybe don't rely on it.
That's a good way to put it. It's often an inefficient use of space in the long run.
Okay, 6 rounds fly by. You're juggling bids, tokens, placements. Now it's time to tally up. We've got the stars from serving customers throughout the game. What else gets added?
Now those tasting spoons finally pay off, or don't. Remember, you have your secret personal one, and there's the shared public one.
Right. And these give big point boosts based on the final state of your diner.
Yeah, potentially huge boosts. They incentivize different kinds of patterns or specific ingredients, things beyond just serving the immediate customer.
Can you give us an example from the sources? Like, what kind of goals are we talking about?
Sure. A public one might be something like, score 2 stars for every sundae topped with toffee sauce. Suddenly, even if no current customer wants toffee, those tiles become super valuable in the bidding.
Okay, that's ingredient focused. What about placement goals?
A secret personal goal could be something like, score 4 stars for each pair of orthogonally adjacent sundae tiles.
Oh, interesting. So that encourages building blocks of sundaes together, not just scattering them to serve customers.
Precisely. It pushes a different kind of spatial planning, and there are usually rules like for that pair bonus, each Sunday tile can only be part of one pair. You can't use a central tile multiple times.
Gotcha. So you really have to plan the geometry. It's that tension again.
Yeah.
Immediate customer points versus setting up these potentially bigger endgame bonuses.
Absolutely, constantly weighing those options. And there's one more scoring layer, often overlooked,
What's that?
the full diner bonus. It rewards just filling up your board efficiently. You get one extra star for each fully completed row in your 3x4 grid.
Just any tiles filling the row. Doesn't matter what they are.
Doesn't matter. Just fill all 4 spots in a horizontal row, get a star. Seems small, but if you manage to fill all 3 rows, that's 3 extra stars. On such a tight board, that's not trivial. It rewards neatness, essentially.
Okay, so final score. Add up all the customer stars you earned round by round. Add your tasting spoon bonuses, secret and shared. Add the full diner bonus. That's your total.
That's the total, and if there's still a tie after all that.
What happens then? Another tiebreaker token.
No, something more fundamental. The player who scored the most stars just from customers wins. It brings it back to the core job, making those diners happy.
I like that. It grounds the victory in the main gameplay loop, even with all the fancy bonuses.
Wow. Okay, so this deep dive really shows Sundae Slingers isn't just cute. It's this tightrope walk between managing those limited, disappearing bidding cards.
And optimizing every single square inch of that tiny diner board. The pressure comes from both ends.
It feels like the core tension is that bidding risk versus spatial reward. I think so. And what's really clever is how the bidding directly messes with your ability to plan spatially long term. You need this Sunday for your tasting spoon goal, but winning it means playing your 9-month, which you wanted for placement next round, and winning the bid might saddle you with the D's tiebreaker token.
Ugh, yeah. You're constantly sacrificing future potential for present gain, or vice versa, and trying to guess what everyone else needs based on that public spoon of what cards they've likely played.
It really does feel like poker sometimes, but with ice cream ingredients. Your chips are also your ability to act next turn.
Totally. Okay, so final thought for everyone listening.
Hmm?
Given that those bidding cards are gone until after round 3, that crucial halfway point, what's more critical to prioritize in those early rounds? Is it locking down the perfect placement tile to ensure you can build efficiently right now? Or is it hoarding a high card, like that precious 9-bit, knowing you'll desperately need it for a specific game-changing customer or Sunday later on, maybe one that nails your secret goal?
That's the puzzle, isn't it? Short-term flexibility versus long-term firepower. There's probably no single right answer. It depends so much on the spoons and the tiles that come out. But figuring out that balance, that's the heart of Slingin' Sundays.